Hi, this is Scott from Always Time for 9, and today we have our 5th episode of season number 1 of our travel series. We're in the northern Oregon coast, and it's titled More Golf, Less Nessman. I'll let that one sink in for a little bit. If you're younger than 60, you probably have no idea what the heck I'm talking about there. If you're older than 60, your mind has probably erased all knowledge of WKRP in Cincinnati. Of course, this is my own take on their old station motto, more music and less Nessman. What does all this nonsense have to do with anything? This Oregon trip started with the McMinimans Herb Tarlick Day golf tournament at Gerhardt Golf Links. So now you're asking what the heck or who the heck is Herb Tarlick. Herb was the sales manager of WKRP in Cincinnati and was best known for his atrocious taste in clothes. His outfits consisted of white belts, white shoes, and suits made of polyester covered with loud prints and loud plaid patterns. If you were young and hip in the 1970s, I know I was, this was the wardrobe hanging in your closet. No use denying it. This is how you dressed. He claimed he bought his suits at a pro shop in northern Kentucky. That brings us back to golf and our first stop of this trip, Gerhardt Golf Links. The Herb Tarlick Day was billed as bad pants, tacky shirts, the ugliest affair on the coast. You'll have to visit my website, Always Time for 9, YouTube channel, and Instagram accounts for pictures from that frightful day. I've got a little bit of that right now that kind of shows you how we were dressed. Wild shirt, you can see pants that are plaid just like Herb Tarlick's, and how they go so nicely together. But that's how everybody was dressed, and it was a fun day to be out there. Nice day out there, and fun to see all of the weird costumes out there. So let's talk a little bit about golf. Gerhardt Golf Links is an old course, one of the oldest courses on the Oregon coast. It's an 18-hole course, so it doesn't really fit into what I do on a daily basis, always time for 9. But we had fun out there. McMinimans, for those of you who live on the West Coast, what they have, they're a company that has a lot of hotels, beer pubs. They're just very unique and quirky old buildings, most of them. So they have a passport which you can fill up for prizes and gifts. So it's always fun to visit the McMinimans hotels and beer pubs. So the Golf Links, like I said, is an older one, link style, so give it a try when you're on the Oregon coast. Another course we did that week, we played that week, was Agate Beach Golf Course, owned by the Martin family, and this is actually one of my 2021 nominees for Course of the Year. Very nice 9-hole course in Newport, Oregon, that you can play that course and then go visit the Yaquina Lighthouse, do some hiking. So a great little place, and going down to have some great seafood in Newport, Oregon. Highlands Golf Club is another one that's right on the coast. There's actually some views. I believe it's hole number 7. It's a really great par 3 that stands up a little bit higher to the small green down below. You can see the Pacific Ocean in the background. It's a par, I believe, 34 course, but it's another fun one to tie in. That's in Gerhardt also. So Gerhardt Golf Links and Highlands Golf Club are a great pair. We also, during this trip, we played Seaside Golf Course, which is, I played there in 2013 also, and I thought at the time it was a quirky little course. It's fun because, you drive up to it and there's no parking lot. You park on the curb. And there's some interesting holes, like the very first one. There's some big trees actually blocking the green. But as you play around the course, it turns out that it's a nice course, and you can go, when you're in Seaside, Oregon, not far from Gerhardt, you can walk the promenade and actually see some, if you're a Lewis and Clark fan, see some places where they ended up on the Oregon coast. Let's see, Crestview Golf Course. We're going to link these two together. Crestview Golf Course in Walport, Oregon, and Nescoin. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Marsh Golf Course in Nescoin, Oregon. I played both these courses in 2013. Meant to play them this year, 2021, but we'll have to wait till next year. Both of them were, as I look back on some of what I wrote about those courses, and with all of these, you can go to alwaystimefor9.com to read about the reviews of these courses. But as you go back to those two courses, they're a little bit quirky in getting there. Nescoin, you have to drive through almost a little alley to get there. Thankfully, we had some GPS at the time, and this course, what I remember from it, depending on the day, it could be a par 32, could be a par 34, could be par 35, depending on how the course sets up. So as a 32, it's fairly easy, but as a 35, it starts to get a little bit tougher. And but give that one a shot also. And Crestview was one where the GPS routed us through the post office in town, which we thought was kind of interesting. On this trip, we tried to get out there, but we couldn't get on that course. It was a little bit easier if you just read the signs along 101. Now that we're a little bit familiar with the Oregon coast, it is pretty easy to get to. So interesting there. So those two courses, Crestview and Nescoin, will have updated reviews on those courses in 2022. So again, as you're out traveling America's highways and byways, remember, there's always time for 9.